Yeah, I mean, it was a very cold night. It was raining.
It was raining. No, but it was my fault mostly because I was unprepared. I didn't know like how badly it was going to be.
Yeah, I mean, being unprepared is the very common experience of a first time live action role player.
Yes.
And being unprepared is what people think we are while we're recording the cold open of the section. Hello there.
hello everyone.
so bad, mother.
Yes, you really you're leaning into that a little bit too much. You're leaning into that like a couple of weeks ago. You recorded a promo story on our Instagram account. Just entering the camera. Oh, I didn't notice you were there. Yeah, you're leaning into that a little bit too much.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I said like if we are cringe, why not be cringe?
No, yeah, exactly. Yes. I don't care about
the good kind of cringe, you know.
Also, we are kids from the 90s. Cringe is part of
I mean, to be fair, we grew up with, with emo culture.
Mm-hmm.
That's fucking cringe. We grew up with,
not cringe at all. I love all the emos out there.
Yeah, with like My Chemical Romance, 30 Seconds to Mars. Yes. They're cringe as fuck. But we love them.
I am sorry. Sorry. I have to absolutely disagree with you. None of that is cringe.
No, here's the thing.
That is a great part of us millennials culture.
Undeniably so. I agree with you, and I am taking the advantage because Jade is not behind the camera today, because otherwise she would be like over the camera punching me right now for saying anything bad about.
And she would be right about it,
perhaps, but she's not here to say so.
So
she's totally not behind me in the kitchen.
Yeah, she's over there, and she's. I see her right now taking out a knife.
I can see her in the reflection of the balcony actually,
and getting ready to stab Kurt. But yeah, so. Welcome to another episode of Session 1.
Session 1 by the Epigeeks.
By the Epigeeks.
By the way.
This is Pepe, and this is...
Wait, you're Pepe. Pepe. Yeah, I'm Kurt.
And this is Kurt.
God, so
welcome to another episode. And if you have ever watched any other episode, you may notice that this is a little bit different. We're dressed a little bit different.
We're dressed in a very cool fashion. This is how I would like to go to work every day.
Every day. Absolutely.
Every day.
100%. I would wear these any day. Not only if not people, would be looking at me weird.
I wouldn't mind that. It's just that it's dangerous to wear a cape where I work. That's the problem.
Well, yes.
Gets caught up on things. But otherwise, I would wear a cape to work.
So why are we dressed in this very peculiar way? Why there is an axe? Why there is a hunting knife?
That's very well spotted. That's a very good question that you ask, Pepe. Okay, well, we're leaning into the cringe too badly today. Essentially, we're here today. We're going to talk about live action roleplay, LARP, specifically the Contracts episode hosted and organized by the Nephilim Creations group, which are hosting the first official was it first official LARP? Yeah, it's the first official LARP in Malta. The group that kind of is organizing them.
Gozo. We can extend it to Gozo because I don't think they ever did any LARP in Gozo.
I don't know. You'd never know. You don't know what the Gozatans are up to. You never know.
No. As in, like, this is the first for the archipelagos.
Yeah, and it's a Witcher themed LARP.
It's a Witcher themed LARP.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, it's pretty cool. We're gonna talk about that. This is why we are dressed like this.
That. Actually, before we talk about that, I think there was something else that you wanted to talk about. Oh,
yes, my hyperfixations.
Yes.
Okay, so
we're gonna get into the LARP in just a moment, because I mean we really wanted to do an episode about LARP because Kurt is a long time LARPer. I think you've been
since 2019,
years. So it's already 6 years, my friend.
Well, I mean, half of them were COVID, but
that's also true. That is also true. But yeah, so Kurt has been a LARPer for a number of years, but for me, it was the very, very first experience. And I would say I'm a quite seasoned role player.
You are, exactly.
I've played many role play games. I have DM'd, I have GM'd, but that was the first time I immersed myself completely into a LARP experience. And so that's why we wanted to have an episode specifically about the LARP.
I think it would be really cool to share both of our perspectives, myself as a returning LARPer and yourself as a first-time LARPer. Almost like parallel to having like a first-time roleplay around the table, like in D&D, and someone who's coming back after a bit. So yeah, we're going to talk about that. There's also something else I would like to talk about before then, because a few weeks ago, the actual release date for one of my favorite games, World of Warcraft, the next expansion, Midnight, is going to be launching on the 2nd of March 2026, which means, manager, if you're ever watching me, I'm going to take those days, on vacation leave. I'm going to buy myself the traditional animal biscuits, gonna make a thermos of coffee. It's like a tradition. I don't know if I've ever told you about this.
I remember you mentioning it. I think we spoke about this even on the podcast.
Possibly.
For sure you have told me on a private conversation, because I do remember that like you are really a big fan and a long time fan of World of Warcraft.
Yeah, so basically I've been playing World of Warcraft since 2004.
Wow, that's
21 years.
Almost 22, my friend.
Yeah, almost 22.
We're very close.
No, but actually we're celebrating the anniversary of Warcraft right now.
Okay,
in November.
Yeah, all right.
Well, it is November when we're recording, but
end of November. We're recording in the end of November.
So
yeah, March is going to be
the next expansion, which is going to be Midnight. It's going to be the 12th expansion of World of Warcraft. That's why it's called Midnight.
How many years has World of Warcraft
since
been
2004?
So you started in the very beginning?
Yes, yes, I did. So here's a funny story. It wasn't really live in Europe until 2005. So I used to use an American account to connect to the American servers in 2004.
And play
the lag was horrible.
Servers.
Yeah, like ADSL times. It wasn't dial-up, but ADSL times,
I mean, 2004.
Yeah, 2004. And then since 2005, I've been playing on European servers, and like the rest is history. So there's Midnight coming up on the 2nd of March, as we said. But right now, as of the time of launching this episode and publishing this episode, essentially, a week ago, I think it would be, about a week ago, there's a new update to World of Warcraft itself, and now players have player housing. First and foremost, well done, Blizzard.
Well done, Blizzard.
It's been 20 years in the making. Like, we've been wanting this for 20 years. But finally, Final Fantasy 14 has it. I think Guild Wars has it as well at some point. I'm not sure. Like, there are different, like, MMORPGs that have player housing.
Okay.
Even, like, Lord of the Rings Online has it.
Okay.
Elder Scrolls Online, I believe, has it as well. Like,
as a person that knows absolutely nothing about that, because I have never played World of Warcraft. I've played a couple of the Warcraft games.
Yeah, like the strategy ones.
Yes, the strategy ones. I think I played the second Warcraft 2 and 3.
3 is one of the best.
Yes,
Reign of Chaos
it was my favorite. Yes.
The Frozen Throne.
And the Frozen Throne. Yes, I played the expansion as well. Frostmourne.
Frostmourne is in fact hanging on the wall just behind the camera.
Yes. And also behind the camera guy that is there.
We also have a new recruit to the
another
Epigeeks.
friend joining the Epigeeks.
Yeah.
Say hi to Federico, everyone. Hi, Federico.
Say hi to Federico, and if Federico would like to come and say hi in front of the camera later, you can. No, he would just prefer to wave.
He's waving at everyone. So wave back at Federico.
Yeah. We can talk about Federico joining us as well. But to conclude the Warcraft thing, so you were going to say, because you.
Yeah, I am not an expert, so I've never played any MMORPG.
Yeah.
So the housing, what does that bring into the game? In the sense, like you as a player, you can have your own house, or is like going to be like a guild house?
So the idea is this: for World of Warcraft, so there are different systems, but World of Warcraft is going to adopt a neighborhood system. You can have, I believe, a public neighborhood where it's going to be like random neighbors, or it could be a guild neighborhood where it's just your guild mates there.
From the guild.
I believe, I'm not sure, but I may be. I need to check up on this. It could be the case that there might be a private neighborhood where you're on your own, but I don't think that's the case. I think they're not opting for that, because you can make your home private, or you can make your home public so people can just go in and out, or you can make like only open to guild and that sort of thing. But the benefit,
can you store your items in your?
So it depends. I'm not,
like your equipment, extra equipment and stuff, and like people can come to your house and like steal from your house.
No, it's not like that. It's not interactable in the sense like people can steal from you. Warcraft,
which is good.
Yeah, I mean, Warcraft doesn't allow that kind of gameplay. But essentially, what the housing is going to allow you is to first and foremost build and decorate your own dwelling. Okay, it's going to be very reflective of what you are. For example, I play a character, the warlock is called Erosavel. That's where it actually originated. And he's going to probably have some sort of like library or like, you know, wizard's dwelling kind of thing, you know, that kind of vibe. But also it's the way you're going to be acquiring the different kinds of items you can put in your house is going to matter. Because like some of them are tied to achievements, some of them are tied to
so you're gonna be able like to unlock stuff that you can use
some
to
of them
build your
you can buy with like in-game currency, and some of them you're going to buy with the, you know, like actual currency, like obviously like it's not loot boxes, but they're like Warcraft has an in-game shop kind of, you know? So there's that,
which makes sense. I mean,
that's
it's a way, like this is the future of pretty much every
but the thing is,
every game.
World of Warcraft is a subscription based thing, so there was always resistance to the game shop, like where you buy mounts and that sort of thing, but it's always been a cosmetic thing. At least it's never been tied to power or that sort. It's never been pay to win. It's always been just cosmetic
cosmetic. Yeah, that makes sense. To be honest, even games that have nothing to do with that, they're moving in that direction. I'm gonna get a lot of shit for this, but I play a lot of FIFA, a lot of football video game. I've been playing FIFA since I was a child. I started playing, I think the first football game I had was Winning 11, which was in Japanese. Because it was not an English version of any football game. So we're talking PlayStation 1. And going back to nowadays,
I remember FIFA 2000.
Yeah,
I remember playing FIFA 2000.
I think the first FIFA I've ever played was FIFA 99.
No, that one I don't think.
And yeah, but that was like probably in 2000 or 2001, because my cousin had already played that and then he gave it to me. I was like 8 years old, 9 years old. But yeah, even games like FIFA now, they're like developing like this open world mode where because they allow you to buy cosmetics, they allow you to buy, you know, like different footballs, or like decorate your trophy room and all these kind of things.
Okay.
So that is something that is in development, it's even in games that had nothing to do with that, like FIFA. But yeah, like, they're going for that.
Yeah, like trying to be kind of like trying to buy cosmetic stuff in FIFA somehow sounds racist, but I'm not sure about that. Like, what are you going to buy? Ethnicities, you know?
No, because obviously in the open world, I don't know if you have.
What is the open world about?
If you have ever seen a FIFA Street?
It
was basically like it was like a version of FIFA in which, like, you know, you could dress your player with you know, cool hats and then sneakers and blah blah, and that's the kind of things you can buy. Which you can buy already in the current version of FIFA, but I think you can only buy it with the in-game currency.
And now they're transitioning into out of
exactly. They're trying to squeeze a little bit more money out of it. Basically, that's the whole
what they
concept.
Always do.
Exactly.
That's what they always do. So, I mean, going back to the World of Warcraft stuff, we're going to have, we actually have, as of the publication of this episode, has been live for about a week now. We do have the player housing available. So you can bet all your money that on the day of this podcast episode, while it's premiering, I'll be playing World of Warcraft. While keeping an eye on the chat.
So if you're in chat right now, ask Kurt how is he doing with his World of Warcraft.
Yeah, hopefully it's going to be something very good, not like fuck shit not working, it's clipping in the wall kind of thing. You know, because I'm gonna go nuts with that. But enough about World of Warcraft.
To be honest, we have already a little bit of experience of how you are with the building, housing and stuff from back in time when you were building your base on Minecraft.
Oh my god.
In the old times, in the OGs, Epigeeks, in the old times, back in my days. But Kurt used to play a lot of Minecraft.
I used to play a lot of Minecraft
with Paul. And
Melissa, but
Melissa as well, from time to time.
Mostly Paul, because
Paulo. Shout out to Paulo.
Both of us.
I enjoy saying Paulo all the time.
We keep mentioning the OG Epigeeks every episode. Like even last episode, we mentioned them as well. Obviously, they deserve it.
You know.
So yeah, I used to play.
Always in our hearts.
We always used to play Minecraft, even back in university times, like 2011, 2010. We used to find an empty room in the computer building at University of Malta, and we used to have our laptops there. And like I would visit Paul's like underground nuclear base. It was always insane. He was so much better at Minecraft than I was. He would like have like a computer in the game running scripts to control his nuclear reactor, that sort of thing. It was.
I remember he was doing something like that as well. He always does during the lives.
He is the he is to Minecraft what you are to D&D.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. Essentially
well done,
that.
Paolo. Well done.
Essentially that. Yeah.
I'm sure he's much better at Minecraft than I am at D&D.
Well, I mean,
I am quite sure about that.
Well, I would just miss one evening of playing, and suddenly I'm like 3,000 years of technology behind.
So that was our update regarding World of Warcraft.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you would like to add to that, or anything else?
Not to World of Warcraft specifically, but it's something that perhaps we'll touch upon in the next episode. There's been some updates for D&D.
For D&D, yes, we're going to have
quite book updates, but we'll leave it for
a bit of updates. Episodes. Yes. So I would say, as obviously we are
getting warm over here.
It's getting warm.
Yeah.
Do you want to stand up and show us your outfit?
No, I mean, I'm just wearing a tunic and the cape for now, but if you would like to see my full outfit, you can go over the Corso Workshop Instagram page or the Nephilim Creations photos. I'm sure that by now there is some photo of me from the contract.
Also, yes, on the Epigeeks Instagram, you can go in the reposted stories. Sorry, not stories, reels.
Yeah.
And you will see there is going to be for sure pictures of us. There is going to be videos, reels.
Absolutely.
There is one reel that our good friend Tanya Shinorisu on Instagram shared that was absolutely amazing.
Yeah,
I think I watched it like 60-70 times just by myself.
That's because the first photo is of Pepe.
There are 2 pictures of me in that one.
There's no picture of me yet.
2 pictures of me.
But I'm sure they're excellent photos because like first and foremost the setting was amazing. Okay, so let's talk about the LARP.
Yes,
and then we'll get into the whole setting and everything.
Let's go into the LARP.
So
first and foremost, yes, that was a long time D&D player, someone who has been role playing for. Do I need to count?
No, do you want him to count?
Okay, so
see, they're saying yes.
They're saying yes. Guys, do you want me to count? Okay, so I started playing D&D when I was 10 years old, which would have been in 2001.
Damn.
So 2001 to 2025, that's 24 years. I've only stopped playing D&D, I think, the first year that I was here in Malta, because I didn't know anyone who played D&D, and it was going to be, for me, the first time playing D&D in English.
Okay.
I did not have a very good command of the language at that time, even worse than now.
See, up until then, he was having fun wrong.
So I had the opportunity to play long distance with my friends in Italy. So I was still playing D&D, but I was not playing local D&D.
Yeah, okay.
With anyone here.
But were you doing it like online or?
Yeah, online.
Okay.
That was in the before time.
In the before time.
Before that became a common thing during the pandemic.
Yeah.
I'm talking 2013.
Okay, that's very.
So that was way before. Yeah, we used to play on Google Meet, basically.
With the brachiosaurs by the window.
Yep.
Like that was so long ago. Dinosaurs were alive.
Yep. So as a D&D player, as a role player, and as a game master of 24 years experience, this was still something completely new and completely help me to find the word, exhilarating.
It is to a certain extent.
I was so into it immediately.
I could tell.
I loved every second of it. It was absolutely an incredible experience. Also because first of all, I was lucky enough to be assigned in a group with you Like our game
begin.
started like, dividing people in different groups.
Disclaimer before Jason throws aneurysm.
Yeah, we're not going to
talk about the story.
Anything. Yeah, we're not going to reveal anything from the story.
Yeah, it's going to be spoiler free. So if anyone would like to experience the story, you have to join the LARP. Trust me, it's worth it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean
100%.
I mean, tickets are sold out for the March episode already, but maybe you can get
maybe next
year.
If there is going to be other contracts,
perhaps.
possibly.
Perhaps.
I have already invited at least 3 friends of mine. One that lives here in Malta and 2 that lives in Italy.
Jason loves you already.
But I have 2 friends in Italy that they are LARPers. They do LARP. They don't do a lot of, I mean, they have done, but they don't do a lot of fantasy LARP. They do a lot of sci-fi.
That is very popular in the LARP community in general. And even like just non-fantasy, non-sci-fi LARPs, like literally like basically acting.
Medieval
no,
time.
Not even medieval, like current times.
Okay.
Or maybe like 20s kind of. It's not even a horror thing. Like there are LARPs which are about like historical LARPs, you know?
Okay. That's cool though.
Which can be anything from Knights of Malta times, like medieval times or Renaissance times, that sort of thing, all the way up to modern age. Like, for example, a Frostpunk LARP, there was one. It's not modern age, but, like...
what's Frostpunk?
You don't know what Frostpunk is?
What is it?
Okay, so Frostpunk is the survival game where you control a state or a city or a town, whatever, basically against an incoming ice age, essentially. I mean, you are in the ice age already, but like there's a whiteout eventually, and you need to gather resources, you need to manage conflict in your community.
It's basically like a survival game LARP.
It's a survival strategy game kind of thing, you know?
That's nice.
Frostpunk is amazing. And the soundtrack, by the way, of the first one, when it's called The City Must Not Fall. What is it called? It's amazing. The soundtrack, guys, seriously, go listen to the soundtrack of Frostpunk. It's just amazing. Like this violin section, I'm getting chills thinking about it. Anyway, so it's just Frostpunk. So basically, like LARPing about the an ice age apocalypse,
the incoming
kind of thing.
Of the ice age.
Yeah, it's like nothing magical about it, nothing supernatural about it. It's just.
I mean, kind of. I mean, as in like. There is an element of fiction.
There is an element of fiction, but not necessarily fantasy or sci-fi.
I've invited already a couple of friends, friends who have never LARPed before, because I know they are really into the fantasy, the dark fantasy setting that was our big part of our life.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, the Witcher universe is a grim.
It's a grim
setting.
Dark fantasy, heavily. Dark fantasy. It was I was lucky enough to start with you. Yeah. So having already someone that I am familiar with, and someone, especially like someone that I know personally, and that I know how they role play. Obviously, I had never met your character.
Yeah, of course.
Which is an asshole. I can tell you.
Well, you think he is, but anyway.
He is an asshole.
Well, to you, perhaps. Maybe he didn't like your face.
He was an asshole pretty much to anyone. I'm sure he has good reasons too.
Yeah. Funny enough, it's the first time I played him as a bit of a darker, like meaner character, to be honest. Like up until the last time I LARPed him, he was this almost like emotional, like very in touch with his emotion, kind of kind person. It's just like at this point it was just like, you know what, shit's fucked anyway. Fuck this shit, you know. Like that's how that's what the continent, which is the setting of the Witcher, that's how the continent makes you. That's the whole shtick of it, you know. Like bad things happen to good people, and at first you can try and kind of resist the change, and you can keep saying no because my principles, no because I want to be better, no because I want to change, and that sort of thing. But then ultimately it just gets you anyway, and then you either become your worst nightmare or you become whoever you didn't want to become, and that sort of thing. Which in my character, I'm going the full circle of becoming the person I never wanted to become in the first place, you know.
So you're becoming your own villain. Your own villain.
Yeah, not necessarily a villain, but I'm playing. So basically, to begin with, my character Devin of House Corso. That's where Corso Workshop comes from, actually, because I rebranded after I roleplayed the character. Started getting good at working and that sort of thing. That's why. And then he was always this kind of like empathetic, kind, understanding figure, even after becoming a Witcher, which was supposed to be like this exception to the rule. I'm not going to reveal really the details of the backstory. You'll have to roleplay with me to get that. But like life kept bringing him down, and he went through trauma after trauma after trauma until eventually kind of it broke him, and he was like, okay, so now in order to survive, I need to be like the ends justify the means kind of thing. So I'm playing the character in a very Machiavellian kind of way, you know.
Which is something that I noticed. Like he was very practical, and he was very like, you know, determined to get shit done instead of just, you know,
like like for example, there was one particular part when I kind of became aggressive towards Steve's character. Because he didn't listen to me.
Hi, Steve.
Hi, Steve.
We know that you are there.
Steve is always in the chat.
Steve is always there.
He's
so
Looper.
let's say hi to Looper,
like
Steve.
His character didn't listen to me immediately, and something bad happened. And kind of like when we were together, we went like, I tell you to listen to me. You don't listen to me, kind of thing. And he's like 2 feet taller than I am.
I mean, Steve is a big guy.
Steve is a big guy.
He's a big guy, and he's also in the process of becoming a Witcher, right?
Yes.
He's going to
ideally,
possibly
that's the idea.
going through the Witcher. What is it called?
The Trial of the Grasses.
The Trial of okay.
Yeah.
So he's going to be possibly a Witcher.
Yes.
I actually had a very interesting bit of roleplay with Steve.
Oh, really?
Yes. Because I was there while there was some sort of conflict, internal conflict in the group.
Between players, you mean? Or was it between NPCs and players?
Between players.
Okay.
And I've obviously... so a little bit of context about my character. My character, Willamir, coming from the Skellige Highlands.
The Isles of Skellige.
So he's completely extraneous to this group of people that was part of the contracts. And he got there because he was looking for someone. He found immediately the person that he was looking for. Set fire to her hair.
Oh god, yeah. She's okay,
mistake.
by the way.
She's okay. I set fire. So my character was looking for Jade.
for
Jade's character. And there was a little bit of an issue with torches and stuff. So I set a little bit of her hair on fire.
Yeah.
By mistake.
He actually burned her hair a little bit.
But yeah, fortunately,
it's like show me you've never handled the torch without telling me you've never handled the torch.
Everything went. But to be honest, the problem was the wind. There was a lot of wind.
Sure.
There was a lot of wind.
It was an act of God.
It was a lot of wind. But we had this very intense roleplay scene in the beginning, with the reunion between two characters that knew each other since they were like children, basically.
Yes. Like blood brothers kind of thing.
Yes, part of the same clan, because she's also from Skellige. And we've been called Skellige for the entire game.
That's the thing, because Jade's character's nickname was Skellige.
Yes.
Because no one could pronounce her name. Her name was like Brunhild. And like everyone kept calling her Skellige because like Brunhild is hard kind of thing. That was like the running joke. It was a running joke in the past episode. Like, so everyone was calling her Skellige. Suddenly we had 2 Skellige, and we're like Skellige, like both look at the same time. Like, okay, the first one. Okay, the shorter one.
And so everyone started calling me Skellige as well now. And I'm like, okay, now there is 2 of us. You should learn our names. So I kept reintroducing myself to everybody.
Wilhelm.
To be honest, Wilhelm. So Willamir, or Wilhelm, as they call him on the continent, because the name is too difficult and people from the continent are not very smart.
No, they're not.
So he is coming from another conflict.
Yes.
He escaped this conflict to go in search of Jade's character. So we had this very beautiful, intense moment of roleplay in the very beginning. So I had to immediately jump into it, which was a little bit of a cold shower for me, because I was not expecting to see her so early into the game.
But it's also like one of those things, like when you are, like when you have to swim, but the water is cold, and the best thing is just jump into it. But then you forget all the kind of like inhibitions and that sort of thing, and suddenly you are role playing, and that
was an icebreaker. It was a very good icebreaker.
And you know that like if you kind of fuck up that interaction, it's just going to fuck it up because it's going to move on. It's not like a game where you can kind of like reload or quick save or that sort of thing.
Yeah.
You know, you're just gonna role play, and if you just don't say the things you want to say, you're just not gonna say them. And it's gone.
And also, I think a lot of the beauty of that is that a lot of scenes become they are contemporary to each other. So meanwhile, the first meeting between our characters was public in front of everyone.
Yes.
After a few moments, like there were other characters that were getting to know each other and meeting each other for the first time. So our scene moved just between, I think, me, her, and our friend Tanya's character. And then another scene was going on. So nobody else was paying close attention to us. So even if I felt a little bit off in that moment because it was like a cold shower for me, it was just between these two characters. And then once we reunited with the rest of the group, we had the opportunity to catch up with what everybody else was doing, what everybody else was planning to do. Obviously, we had... by the way, did we say thank you for the great organization to Jason and
not yet,
Myron?
but off camera
we should. Yeah, we did off camera.
Like,
we did off camera, of course.
Thank you Nephilim, thank you Jason and Myron, and all their support
all
team.
the people that was there, to support.
Thanks to Andre Lustravia Romera, who was taking photos there in the event.
Incredible photos.
Thanks to Bernard, who made an excellent NPC,
which I knocked down a little bit. By mistake. I'm sorry, Bernard.
He was a little bit chaotic. That was very chaotic.
Listen, my character, it's the equivalent of a Viking
I suppose.
tribalistic
at the least.
Yes, like clansmen.
Yes.
They go on sailing ships. And they go raiding. So it's pretty much a very Viking vibe. He was a pretty seasoned fighter, so someone that knows how to hold himself in battle. So obviously, when there was a raid, he didn't know like what kind of monster it was exactly. Like he was surrounded by a lot of people that knew. Was more familiar. Was more familiar with that kind of monster. So he just charged in, head down, like a good barbarian. Like a good barbarian.
Channeling his inner grog.
Truly. Like I felt a little bit channeling the barbarian inside of me. I wouldn't say like grog. In the beginning, I had thought of playing him as a little bit stupid.
Yeah, but
then I said, I don't want to fall into that
trope. Yeah,
exactly.
Listen, I mean, realistically, trope, like looking at the Witcher's universe, Witcher setting, essentially, you can't be stupid on the continent. You're gonna die if you're stupid on the continent. So obviously, you need to be quick about your wits. You need to be smart. You need to be very kind of like logical and tactical about what you do, especially if you roam alone, which your character was doing before he met us. So anyway, we are about half an hour into the podcast already, and it's about LARP, and we actually did not talk about what a LARP is.
Yes, let's explain
in true fashion.
Yes, we are absolutely off the script already.
I'm gonna just
let's go even more off the script. Let's unveil.
So let us talk a little bit about what a LARP is. Would you like to go ahead and talk about it, or would you like me to?
I would say you are the most knowledgeable person about it to give a proper explanation of what it is.
I appreciate your compliment. So essentially what a LARP is, in true definition, it's a live action roleplay. So while the D&D game would be a TTRPG tabletop role-playing game, a LARP is a live action one. So essentially, instead of instead of playing the character around the table, you are actually the character in that situation, live acting it. So there's a lot of different elements that are a little bit different from something like D&D. Now, around the table, people can immerse themselves and they can talk like their character, they can act like their character, but it's always in short bursts. It's never the whole 4-hour session that you're sitting down around the table.
Also because you will have eventually describe what your character is doing.
Exactly.
Meanwhile, in a LARP, you are literally embodying the character 100%. So you're moving around, walking around, talking to people, and all the things that in D&D you would be just describing, like, okay, my character would like to do that or talk with that person. In the LARP, you just go and
you just are that person. So essentially, a LARP is fundamentally different from a tabletop role-playing game in the sense that there is a part of it which is the theater of the mind anyway. So if there's like fantasy elements, magic, that sort of thing, you're going to have to believe that they are happening. There are some special effects that happen, of course. Like, obviously depends on the organization.
We had some
like
very good special
LEDs
effects,
and spell effects and that sort of thing. Like when I was in Witcher School 2019, we role played art, which is like the telekinetic push kind of sign that the Witchers do, against a mannequin, and the mannequin was tied and someone hiding in the bushes was pulling it. Kind of,
nice.
Nice. So like you can simulate
that's a good trick. Yeah, that's a nice trick.
Yeah, but for the most part, it's going to be theater of the mind. You believe if I say that something happened, like a spell thing, you have to believe that it happened and improvise.
I mean, like in every fantasy setting, you have to have a little bit of suspension.
Suspension of disbelief. But however, the difference now comes at the fact where you're trying to attempt physical stuff.
Yes.
You can't say, I do a triple somersault.
Yeah, obviously.
You actually have to prove it. You have to do it. So anything you are not able to do in person, out of character, unfortunately, your character won't be able to do in character.
Yeah.
So you're going to have to either come up with reasons to why. For example, during the first episode of the Echoes of Destiny LARP, which is the Witcher LARP that was last March, the
like
first
the
episode.
main event, the main story.
Exactly. We mentioned her many times. Like Tanya, for example, was actually injured in real life. She had I believe she had injured her leg or foot, whatever. And so her character was role played as an injured character. Jade, for example, couldn't be very mobile. For example, again,
her character was
so her character was injured.
Her character was kind of seriously injured.
Yeah, so you kind of role play these kind of limitations, and it depends. Honestly, it helps a lot with not creating
absurd characters that think they can do anything and win everything. And
what we call like the main character syndrome.
Yeah. We have discussed about this. I think in the last episode, we have mentioned this. But in the LARP, you gotta put how do you say, you gotta put your money where your mouth is.
Yeah, exactly. You have to put your money where your mouth is.
Exactly. Like, you can just say things.
Yes.
In the same way that, like, okay, for example, I wanted to be someone that was already able to fight, or someone that was like, a very strong physical fighter. Now, obviously, as a human, I couldn't possibly be as strong as a Witcher, as in like fighting a monster.
Yeah, exactly.
But fighting another human, my character was probably pretty decent, pretty good, pretty strong. So I've tried to prove I'm a bit out of place. But I've tried to role play my character a little bit more insecure when we were like facing
the monsters,
the monsters, but absolutely, powerful. While, for example, we had to hold tight a merchant that was trying to run around.
Yeah.
So much so that at a certain point, and this is behind the scene, Jason came to me and I was like, just let him go. Let him go. I'm like, okay. Because like he was supposed to escape at a certain point, but I was really holding him back.
Yeah, but that's the thing. But I mean, to be fair, you just kind of also have to. Okay, so because we need to make the distinction between an actual full-blown LARP and a short one-shot kind of thing. Because in a one-shot, like in a D&D one-shot, you have a certain script, a certain story you want to get through. You have a very limited amount of time getting to it.
We had, I think, about 6 or 7 hours. Something like that.
6 hours. From 5 o'clock in the afternoon, roughly.
Until like
11, midnight.
Midnight, I would say, yes.
So you've got a certain agenda you need to follow. Okay, when you have a full-blown LARP, which is typically over a couple of days or 2 or 3 days, you have a lot of leeway.
Yeah, obviously, because you can't control. Yeah, you can't control certain.
Yeah, but you're gonna have downtime. So, like, if, for example, in your case, if the merchant was restrained in a full-blown LARP, you can prolong that session a little bit more until an hour or so until someone escapes, and that happens, and then you're still on track. But in a one-shot kind of thing,
obviously, when you have such a limited amount of time, and that's why, like, and from that point of view, like, I also understand that if you want to keep the story going, you gotta.
Exactly.
Make adjustments,
exactly like a one shot. And you have to railroad a little bit sometimes.
Exactly. As in the same way you would do as a dungeon master in D&D,
you would have to do in a LARP.
You will have to do as a game master or as a
precisely. But the thing is this, like I mean, all cards on the table. It didn't feel like a railroaded event.
Not at all.
Yeah.
First of all, because from a first, let's say, a fresh eye, first view on these kind of things, I have followed the story as it evolved, as it progressed. But my character was definitely not a knowledgeable person, so he was not involved into resolving puzzles and stuff. But we did have some
very good puzzles.
Very good puzzles. And obviously from that, like in that aspect, you can't really control how long people is gonna take to solve those. And
you can try to nudge people in the right direction, but ultimately, if the puzzle is hard and people don't get it, they're just not gonna get it.
Exactly. So the level of control of over the course of the game, it's very limited from their side.
Absolutely.
So it felt very, very natural for us. It felt like very organic from my point of view. Like, I didn't feel that there was anything out of place. I didn't feel that there was anything that disrupted the flow.
No.
We had also quite a break to just role play between us and have some food and cook and have a drink, and it was incredible. Like, I really cannot,
honestly. I mean, look, we all watch online D&D campaigns, right? In my opinion, some of the best role play happens organically between the players.
Yeah, 100%.
And I think in the local LARP scene, we are relatively lucky that players take initiative and they do role play between themselves.
Yes.
Like, I've had interactions with a friend of ours, like Michelle's characters. I've had interactions with Steve and his in-game brother Terrence as well. I had interactions with you. I had interactions with Jade's character, and she actually spat at my foot. She spat at me, literally,
well done, Jade. Well done.
And I didn't kill her because I was focused on something else. Because I totally could have.
That would have been an issue.
Well, I mean, that's all roleplay.
You would have had
different kind of roleplay.
Yeah, you would have had. No, I mean, yes, that's your problem here at home.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't have lived to get home.
I was talking within the game, you would have 2 Skellige warriors behind you on your heels. Not saying that a Witcher could have not handled them.
You had 3 Witchers
but
there. Yeah. Well, 2.5 actually. But anyway.
2.5, yes. And from the point of view of the role play, as you said, we had plenty of opportunities to interact with other players. As I was saying before, and then we completely derailed, I had a very intense moment of role play with Steve, as well as with Terrence. Because they are
Shout out to Terrence.
Which are brother.
They're in-game brothers,
the game. Yeah. They're in-game brothers.
I mean, they literally just the opposite colors.
Yes.
If they're wearing a game, it's black, red, black, red. It's going to be red, black, red, black.
Yes. Which is pretty cool. They look really good. By the way,
while we're at it, actually, shout out also to Stonekeep Outfitters, who are very good friends of ours. John, Peel, and Tanya.
And Tanya as well.
They they have Stonekeep Outfitters, and they make beautiful outfits for the LARP as well, like gambesons and that sort of thing.
And they provide they have provided Gamson for many of the players of the
I think there are at least 3 or 4 of them,
yes,
which is a lot, trust me, more
yes.
But and
I mean, in total we were, I think, 11 players.
We were 11 players.
And there were 3 or 4 NPCs.
3 NPCs. 3 NPCs.
So and most of the people was fitted by John.
By Stonekeep.
Yes. So shout out to John. Even with John, I had a moment to role play a little bit with John when we were outside of the crypt of the this building that we were exploring, these ruins that we were exploring. We were keeping watch because we were continuously being attacked. So I had this very intense moment of roleplay with Steve because I have noticed that his character had a strong will of, gaining power in order to make a difference, like help his brother, protect his brother, save his brother, and blah blah blah.
It's exactly what I was talking about earlier when I told you, like when you begin kind of like star-eyed on the continent where you still believe that you can matter and make a difference, and until you roleplay to become the jaded, no pun intended, character. No, honestly, no pun intended, like the jaded, like character
version of yourself.
Stop touching your microphone.
I do.
Sorry,
that
was Jade's instruction.
I do that all the time. So yeah, and it's the same for my character, because my character is obviously, he tries to be like these honorable, oath-bound clansman that has traveled for months and months looking for another clans member, and he gets there and he finds all these people that are all, if not already mutant, they want to become mutants. It's like, why are you doing this? Like, you can be a strong fighter, an honorable man, and all these things without the need to become a witcher, without the need to become a mutant. Because obviously, as someone who has fought his entire life, and he never needed the protection of a witcher because he had the protection of the clan. Like, whenever they had to fight a monster, maybe they would lose 20, 30 men, but they would take down the monster instead of sending one witcher and just solving
kill the monster.
So yeah, it was a beautiful moment. I think there were multiple conversation with Steve's character. There was multiple conversation with Terrence's character as well.
There were some interactions between you and I, but mostly the interactions you and I had were not antagonistic, but like conflicting sometimes, we did have moments where we actually, our goals aligned, where we were supposed to kind of like prepare to fight or like guard the area kind of. But I could feel the tension when my character ordered yours around, like kind of stay there and keep watch kind of thing, because I could feel like it wasn't the nature of your character to take orders from someone you don't recognize, you don't acknowledge.
Absolutely. That was a very good perception of what was my character feeling about it, in the sense that my character is not a charismatic kind.
Very face value kind of thing.
He's someone who believes very much in leading by example, not by words. He's not someone who can rally the troop, but he's someone that the troop look to in behavior and trust and having complete reliability on that person, knowing that person is not exactly. And obviously, so he was not there to lead anyone. He was just there saying, okay, I'm gonna accept that you're telling me this just because we are in this dangerous situation, and it's for the greater good that now I listen to you, because you seem to be in charge of all these other people, so I'm not gonna just act out of my own volition. But it was taking those orders a little bit like, okay, I don't respect you enough for you to give me orders. I don't know you. Who are you? Why are you giving me orders?
Absolutely.
That was one of the...
Also, one of the first things that we started off with, actually before the actual game started, while we were walking towards the starting area, I was assigned 3 players, including Pepe, to start with me, 3 other players. One of them was Memo, a good friend of ours, Memo.
Who was playing an alchemist.
A scholar. An academic, he was a scholar.
He said to me specifically that he was an alchemist.
Okay, I missed that.
Yes.
And there was also...
but he was a scholar,
and there was also Joy, who might be in the chat.
Yes, she might be in the chat. She was playing Aurora. She was human as well, not...
Yes, no, human.
Human as well.
But the thing that I liked most, and that I try to do with all the new players that kind of start with me, like we were starting off the game by saying... I met you guys out in the forest, and kind of you were coming with me to meet the rest of the group. So I asked, do you remember what I asked you?
Why would I let you come with me?
Why would I let you come with me?
Why would I let you come with me to these?
It also kind of puts the player on the spot right there and then, first and foremost, because you have to improvise the reason.
Yes.
Because telling me like I'm looking for someone that I know doesn't necessarily mean I will let you meet that person.
Yeah.
But maybe you're an assassin. Maybe
you want to kill that person.
Exactly. So why would I let you? Why would I trust you enough to let you come with me? And it kind of like creates that impulsive moment decision where like you have to be in character. Like where was my character right now?
Yeah.
Why have I met a Witcher and suddenly I am traveling with them?
Yeah, because also my character would have not want to travel
exactly
with a Witcher.
That's the reasoning that you start coming up with. And what I'm driving towards is this, that LARP and role-playing in general, especially in my live action one, is primarily an improvisation exercise.
Mm-hmm. And such a good one.
And it's a very good exercise in improvisation.
I mean, to be honest, like how immersive was the fact that it was so cold and so rainy that night. It's incredible.
Oh
like,
my God.
I was suffering because I was feeling extremely cold.
This cape and hood and the fair was incredibly useful.
I saw that you were one of the few people that was not suffering the cold.
I did not suffer the cold at all. I suffered with like a bad back all night because of my gear, but the cold.
I was dying because obviously. So this is the thing. First of all, the weather in Malta has shifted very fast. Like we went from overnight. We went from the day before the LARP, super warm. The day before the LARP, I was at home with AC on.
Yes.
The day of the LARP, during the day was kind of warm. It was okay. It was sunny.
It started raining.
In the afternoon, in the morning was sunny. Then in the afternoon started raining. Then it stopped.
And then at night.
And then when we went there, it was cold, but the problem was that it was windy. It was crazy windy.
Which was great for my cape.
Cape were billowing. But the immersion that environment, then when it started raining, and we were already into the moment of the role play.
Like everyone puts their hood on.
Oh my God, it was so good.
I know, right? And like huddling around the fire, like with the
and
hood
that
on.
Really...
Like staying with the cape around you, kind of like tucking the cape around you to kind of keep warm. Those are the best feelings in a LARP.
And I want to thank again Jason and Myron for saving my life, because all of a sudden, I don't know which one of them just disappeared for 5 minutes and came back with a proper cape, because I did not have a proper cape. Because from that moment onwards, I really clicked in, because I was not dying anymore. Because before that, I was shivering. First of all, because I was like playing tough. My character is... exactly. I'm not gonna feel cold, you know? Like, oh my God, it was so cold. And also like the cape kind of gets you into the vibe. Gets you into the vibe.
It's actually one of the first things I ever made for the LARP, in fact. So when I started in 2019, we went to Witcher School. Witcher School doesn't run anymore, unfortunately, due to reasons. But I started getting into leatherworking just before I went to my first LARP in 2019. I made a pair of black bracers, a black belt, and a frog. A frog is like this scabbard that you use for a LARP sword. It's not a full scabbard, it's just a loop that you put your sword through. Okay, it's called a frog. It's not historical, it's just for LARPs. And I carved the belt and the frog and the bracers, very basic designs. They were made out of this really thin vegetarian leather I got off AliExpress at the time, like really cheap stuff. But the buckle for my belt I had bought the same year from Frankfurt. I went to Frankfurt on work, and I found this antique shop, and I bought this iron buckle, like hammered, blacksmithed buckle. In fact, now I need to destroy that belt and reuse that buckle for my new costume. I want to keep it. And I made that first. And then after that, I made this cape with a very good friend of mine, with Gabriella. She's a very good cosplayer and seamstress, like one of our community. And actually I do have a video on my Corso Workshop channel
about making the cape.
Gabby and myself making it. We had the time of our lives, like, because at the time I was still like crafting out of my parents' garage, and it was summer. We had the doors open, so obviously people are passing by. We have the camera with the sewing machine. We're sitting at the table, like talking to the camera. Like at one point, I think like my neighbors paused, and I was like, "Oh, hi, all right." It was amazing.
Very nice.
But yeah, the cape was the first thing we made with the fair, and then Jade last year also added on the hood,
and it actually looks really good.
It does.
Like,
we were inspired obviously by Jon Snow, like the whole Jon Snow vibe.
Yes, you know? but to be honest, it did look really good. It did look. It kept you warm.
Yeah. And now we're going to actually modify it further. Now we're going to attach the hood permanently. We're going to attach the
because the hood is not permanently
it's detachable.
attached.
And even the fur.
The fur, I imagine that the fur was detachable.
Yeah, because at the time I was like, I don't know whether I want to keep the fur on or not. But now definitely yes. So just gonna sew everything together. Thank you, Jade. She's gonna help me out a lot with that. And we're also in the process of remaking the whole costume.
And overall, your costume looked really good. Like you could see the difference between people who had just started
that was like
LARPing.
A fully geared Witcher, with the gambison and the sword and the Geralt's hunting knife, but it wasn't the Geralt's hunting knife in game. It was like just my own hunting knife.
Just a hunting knife. Just a hunting knife.
Pouches and everything.
Actually, you can see like I
think we should talk about LARP equipment a little bit.
I have these little, I don't know how much you can see of it on camera.
This is the Leviathan X from...
But yes, this is the Leviathan X. So I bought this just because I loved it. I knew that I could not use it for the LARP because obviously it's not LARP safe.
We'll talk about LARP safe equipment as well now.
Yes, so this is not LARP safe, but I loved the idea of playing a character that could wield a weapon like this one, and that's why I want to play a Skellige. But actually, can we say that we made we bought some stuff?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, if you'd like to.
So I am going to have a proper axe for the next LARP.
There was a very heated discussion. Literally rivaling the parliamentary discussions during the budget times. Like I'm telling you, like the amount of, I don't think our chat had ever been more active than that.
So we have an Epigeeks chat in which there are like some other members of the team, people that you don't see on camera, and people that is collaborating with us on other projects.
Yes,
and they're all friends. They're all our friends. So I said, guys, I need your help. And everybody was like, what's up, Pepe? Like, I need to choose how my character, Villamir, is going to fight. Is he going to be a one-handed weapon and shield? Is going to be sword and shield, or axe and shield? Or is going to be like two-handed axe or two-handed hammer was on the table as well. So I was trying to choose what my character was going to be wielding. And in the end, I went for an axe, and I'm so happy.
Axe and shield?
No, I went two-handed axe, like the long one.
All right, okay.
We'll
make the
one side. Man, I am so looking forward for that. By the way, you're gonna have that here for a while, because that is gonna arrive while I'm gonna be abroad. So you're gonna take care of my.
It's going to arrive here.
Well, Jason is gonna give it to you.
All right, no problem.
I spoke with Jason, and I said,
problem.
Jason, if you don't want to keep it there for forever, because I'm coming back in a month, you can give it to Kurt. So,
okay, no problem.
Because I'm going to
take care of it.
And I told him, I said, I'm going to see Kurt the first day I come back, because we need to record, we need to do stuff. So, so you're gonna have it's called a chaos axe. I am so
and true to the name,
happy.
It's gonna go to a chaotic character.
A very my character is a little bit chaotic in the sense that, like, it was just. Once the merchant showed us what was his, stick. He was like, my character was like, can we just kill him? Should we just pass him on a blade?
Yeah.
And because, he's a simple man. He's gonna find simple solution to problems.
New ones?
Which is going to be probably...
Sorry about whistling on camera. Probably that killed your ears. Unless... the filters are working.
The filters are working. We hope that the filters are working.
So let us know if your ears are shot from me whistling. Anyway, let's talk a little bit. Oh yeah, you were talking about killing the merchant and you're a very simple person.
Yes, and simple man, simple solution. But you can see the difference between LARP safe.
It depends.
Weapons.
Okay, so let's talk about what a LARP safe weapon is and LARP safe equipment is.
So I'm gonna leave that to you as a specialist on the matter.
Sure. Okay. Okay, Kurt, settle down. So, first and foremost, obviously, when you go to a LARP, depending on the team and stuff, you might have different kinds of equipment. Now, for a Witcher themed LARP, we have obviously our own gear, which is like belts, pouches, that sort of thing. We also may have weapons with us, such as axes, knives, swords, and that sort of thing. So as you might imagine, live action roleplay, especially a Witcher themed one, might have combat in it. Yes. And it probably would,
hopefully.
And the combat is obviously interesting. It could be sparring between like players, or it could be fighting a monster, which would be a poor soul dressed in a costume, and obviously you're wailing on them. So obviously you can't hurt them.
You are
First and foremost, as a
tripping
rule,
them on the floor.
First and foremost, as a rule, you never go full force.
Yes.
You go, what we call like 20% or 25% power. So you're going to obviously like telegraph your moves a lot, big arches, you're never going to stab someone unless you do it like slowly so they can deflect kind of thing, But most importantly, when you do land a hit, it needs obviously not to hurt. Now, LARP safe weapons are typically made of softer materials, not typically plastic. It's either going to be like some sort of EVA foam. This is EVA foam. Is it EVA? No, this is polyurethane foam. This one. This is a little bit harder. Technically speaking, while this is a LARP safe weapon, most LARPs do not accept this brand because it's a little bit hard.
I mean, to be honest, it's not that hard. Like,
no, but if you were to compare
it is a little bit, it's a little bit harder than the sword that I used, for example.
Yeah.
But still, it's not something that is gonna hurt you.
Because this is just polyurethane foam. The typical LARP safe weapons that everyone accepts are typically EVA foam, which is floor mat foam that we use for cosplay, and typically covered in latex. Obviously for paints and colors and that sort of thing. So it's going to be softer. It's still gonna hurt if you hit someone really hard. It's gonna hurt because at its core, typically it has a fiberglass rod.
Fiberglass, yes,
or an aluminum rod. That sort of thing.
But that makes the weapon have a little bit of weight
and rigidity
to them,
and it doesn't flop about. Like one of the jokes is like Andre has a floppy knife, we call it. Like this is not a knife which kind of like flops about. So when he's taking the piss before the game, he goes like. And it's flopping all around, and it's hilarious. So there's LARP safe weapon. There's also LARP safe accessories like LARP safe lanterns and that sort of thing. I know of some jewelry which is LARP safe as well, like for example necklaces and that sort of thing, which have a clasp at the back, which when you pull it kind of like opens, so obviously it doesn't hurt
so it doesn't break.
Yeah, so if you kind of want to do the cool like kind of here you go, you can do that as well. And LARP safe lanterns, which and LARP safe torches as well, which would probably have like LEDs and that sort of thing, but with circuitry inside to make them flicker and make them look a little bit realistic.
Realistic.
In fact, I had plans to make a LARP safe lantern. I just never got around to do it. The schematics are still on my computer, so maybe one day I'll get around to doing that.
When we'll have time.
Well,
when we will have time.
Maybe when we retire. I don't know.
By the way, talking about LARP safe weapons, you have a number of swords.
Yes, I do have a couple. I have.
You also lend me one.
Yeah, I have two long swords.
Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. I have two long swords, or two-handed swords, great swords perhaps. One of them is a proper two-handed sword. Actually, it's technically a long sword because a great sword would have a longer hilt, but it's a long sword.
I would say maybe that
it's a long sword.
It's not a bastard, because I think it's long enough. It's not. You think
it's
the
1.5 hand sword? And then I got the Witcher steel sword replica from the Witcher 3 games.
Yeah,
it's the same brand as this one.
Really
and in fact, this is a replica of Geralt's dagger from the game. I have this and I have the sword. And I'm dying to get the silver sword, but it's just, expenses at this point. I don't really need it, so I'll buy it later on. Or I'll make it.
And myself. To be honest, the secondary sword that you have, which is your silver one, right? Because you are in the game, you are a full-fledged witcher.
Yes. I am.
And you are
a journeyman.
A journeyman. So can you explain to me
so obviously,
what a journeyman
is not I don't think it's an official Witcher term.
Okay.
So it's LARP specific.
Okay.
I know that Witcher School used to use it. Like it's a ranking system. Okay. So you've got recruits who are obviously people looking to become Witchers. You've got initiates, people who are training to become Witchers, like going through the Trail of Grasses.
Okay.
Then you have I think there's another rank, and then there's journeyman, master, grandmaster kind of thing.
Okay.
Adept, journeyman. Adept is just after the trials. Then journeyman, kind of you can go out on your own, do your own thing, and then there's master and grandmaster, where basically like handing off the.
So let's say Geralt. Geralt would be a journeyman.
I think in a LARP term, Geralt would be a master witcher.
A master witcher.
Grandmaster, because he's not a grandmaster because he's not the head of his own school kind of thing.
But a master is supposed to have, people under his training.
And he technically did.
Well, I mean, with Ciri.
technically. But I mean, in Geralt's time, there weren't enough witchers to have a school.
Yeah, to have a school. So
to begin with.
So there wasn't really that classification of master, grandmaster.
Yeah, so if we were talking about just experience, in-game experience, he would be a master, maybe even grandmaster in experience.
Okay.
But like in actual practice, I don't think it made sense in the games to have that kind of nomenclature and ranking system. Lambert, Eskil, they were all just as experienced as him.
There is a weird question that just came to my mind while you were talking about this. If you would have to make a D&D character, which would be Corso.
Okay.
Devin.
Yeah.
Of House Corso.
They called me Corso in the game.
Yeah, I called you Corso a couple of times as well. When I didn't call you Witcher.
Yeah.
Because at that point, everyone was calling me just Skellige, and I was just calling everyone, hey, Witcher.
Hey, Witcher.
Witcher. So if you would have to make a D&D character, which is representative of Devon of House Corso, which level would Devon be? And which classes he might be?
Classes, it's very difficult not to say Blood Hunter.
I mean, you might be a multi-class. You might be like a ranger and blood hunter, or fighter and blood hunter.
This is the thing.
By the way, ranger and blood hunter is a super good multi-class.
Probably something like artificer because of the alchemy thing. So it depends. Like at which which version of Devin you're talking about. If you're talking about current version Devin,
I'm talking the Devin that I saw. I
so he's hardcore into alchemy and mutagenics and that sort of thing.
Okay.
So probably artificer in that regard.
Okay, so maybe a few levels
into artificer. He's okay wielding a sword. I mean, he's not an expert. He like in background, he is a fencer. But not necessarily the best swordsman there is.
Okay.
In terms of monster hunting, he's had experience killing monsters, of course, but he's not obviously the best monster hunter out there.
Okay.
He's very much average in everything else. But he did excel quite a lot in diplomacy, like in negotiating and the charismatic parts, and because he was actually noble born.
So he would be, let's say, he wouldn't have like maxed out dexterity or strength. He would have maxed out charisma and intelligence.
Charisma and intelligence, probably yes, with healthy dose of wisdom as well, probably.
Okay.
And for the very simple reason that wisdom is something that he acquired growing up. So just a brief, I mean, it's not really a spoiler. It's actually one of, so under the Santa Claus hat, there's a leather book. Could you get it for me, please?
The leather book.
Here I can't move it because of the laptop and everything.
I can show.
Yeah, his.
I mean, to be honest, this was not the outfit that I used. I had armor, which.
He had armor. Yeah. We'll talk about the armor and everything. Don't worry. We'll have to remake that armor. So this is the first. Let me show you. You can't really see the title clearly, but it's called Wolfblood 1 Bonds of Family, and this is the first short novel I wrote about Devin of House Corso after Witcher School. This one was the very first version, so this has been rewritten like 3 or 4 times, but now I've settled on it, and in fact the logo on it is the same carving I used to have on my armor, which I dismantled, that wolf. So that's the first book I wrote, the first short novel. I wrote 2 other short novels about his story, about what happened between the events of Witcher School and the events of this LARP.
Okay.
I'm only missing 1 other book, which I have drafted, but I haven't finished yet.
Okay.
So it's 4 books in total. So what I'm driving towards is that Devin essentially was the youngest son of a nobleman in Novigrad. He was always like the disappointment because he didn't want to become a noble. When he was a kid, he always wanted to learn to become a blacksmith or a crafter. Obviously, like I would like to be. Eventually, when he grew up, things happened. He was exiled from his house, like he was kind of like banished. And this book is the story of how he kind of was readmitted into his family through tragic events, kind of thing. Honestly, it's very close to my heart, like this story, and even the other subsequent 2 books, but this one in particular. Essentially, this is what LARP does to you when you start getting into it. You start obsessing, especially if you're a very creative kind or like into roleplay and that sort of thing. You start obsessing over the story of your character. You start trying to think, okay, so what did my character do in the year that I haven't played? You know, what is my character's backstory? And
because obviously you want to give continuity to the story of these. It's not
simply like,
characters.
oh yeah, we met yesterday kind of thing, you know, or like, I don't know who you are. And that's also like part of the preparation. Like now before March, I'm going to have to sit down and try to remember all the different names of the people that I role played with that over a year I would have gotten to know a little bit. Yeah. You know, because in the game, canonically, there's a year between last March and next March. Like canonically.
Which is pretty much a year.
Yeah, but like even in games,
obviously, our character would have been, I mean, your characters would have been continue existing during this year.
Exactly.
And to be honest, like this is, before you were talking about this, is a very good exercise in improvisation, but it also pushes you to think about your character as a real person. Because sometimes, and I experience this a lot with newer D&D players, they think of their character as a little bit as a video game character, someone that only exists when you switch on the console or you switch off the console and the character doesn't exist anymore. Because obviously in a video game you stop the game there and the game doesn't continue.
Even for D&D.
Even for D&D to a certain extent, because during a campaign you might have some downtime.
Yes,
let's say 6 months pass, you know?
Yeah.
And you have to think about...
in between sessions, I'm saying. In between sessions, like nothing happens.
Yeah, that's true.
But in a LARP, in between sessions...
But when you go and create your background, for example, I have a lot of people saying, okay, my character is born this, and then he does this, and there is like
a dissonance between the two.
Yeah, it's like the 20 years of time. Like your character was born here, and then you're telling me what he did in the last 2 months. Yeah. But what happened in the other, I don't know, 18 years, 20 years of his life.
Yeah.
And this is something that obviously in the LARP, you don't have to explore deeply, but you do have to think about. Yeah, because if someone says, so how did you grow up? What was your,
Here's the thing.
What did, do you have a family? What's your father's name? What's your mother's name?
In proper D&D fashion, you either prepare for it, or you just improvise it, and it's canon.
Yeah, and then it becomes canon.
Canon. Of course. In fact, that is, I believe, what happened to John's character, Garrick.
Okay.
I can't remember. It was something particular. I think it was his father's name. No one had thought about it. Like, he's an NPC in the game, but like no one thought about it. Instead, it was asking him like, your father, like, where are you from? Something like that. And then it was like this. And like when we stopped playing the game, it was like, oh shit, man! Like no one ever thought about that. Like, but now it's canon. You know, it's part of the game, part of the improvisation, and and then you'll find people who may kind of like change their answers as you go along, and you have all the right to say, didn't you tell me something else? And then you start becoming suspicious, even if you don't need to. And like it's part of the game, it's part of the immersion, part of the whole experience to do it. And honestly, it's such an amazing experience. I'm sure you do feel the same about this. It's just you get in character, and for those 6 hours, or maybe for those 4 days that you spend there, life just stops. Life
in
just
the best way.
Stops,
in
and
the
there's
best
no
way.
Phones, there's no internet, there's no work emails, there's no WhatsApp, there's nothing to interrupt you from just having fun. And it's such a childhood feeling. Remember the Christmases, like when you were a kid, you didn't have school, you just literally...
You didn't know what the days were.
Exactly, you just forget count of the days. And that is the same feeling, I guess.
Listen, I had that feeling during those 6 hours.
Yeah.
First of all, those 6 hours went on like this.
Yes. It's
finish
true.
Like so fast. Like I really wanted to slow time down.
Yes. And savor the moment.
Yeah. I did, to be honest, especially now that a little bit of a few days have passed, there are a lot of moments that I realize like they are very vivid in my mind, but most of it is just chaos.
Yes.
Because there are some moments in which a lot of things were happening in the same time, so you cannot catch everything.
No, you can't.
You just have to savor that moment in which you are. Like I remember vividly the moment in which we were into these ruins, and then something was happening, but everyone was into the ruin.
Yes,
and we had barred the door because we were defending ourselves in there. And that moment is so real.
Iconic.
My God, incredible.
Because that's the thing. That's the thing about it. And you can't have FOMO. You can't have fear of missing out.
No, yeah.
I mean, in a 6-hour LARP maybe, but like in a full-fledged LARP, there are going to be so many things going on. You can't do everything. I remember
you can't be everywhere.
Back in Poland in Witcher school, I literally went off on my own subplot, which wasn't even scripted. Like, I ended up romancing a princess kind of thing.
Okay.
You know, which wasn't like the original goal of my character, but that's what happened. And I also missed out on certain deaths, and there was an actual explosion which happened to a group of other players.
And you were not
and
there.
You're just outside.
Yeah,
and like you're not there to see what happened. You just have to hear from other players what they think happened. It's like it's this whole immersive experience.
And that's why, for example,
honestly, that's the best.
I was trying to, when I was, I remember at a certain point, like there were people inside the crypt, or like the dungeon. I don't know how to describe it, like the ruins that were there, and they were finding out information, and I was the person on the door. Meanwhile, we had other guardians outside, defending the entrance. So I was trying to go, inside and listening to what they were saying and communicate with the people outside, because obviously some of the events that were happening inside, they were connected of possible danger outside.
Yes.
And so I wanted to
made sense in your character to convey that information.
Exactly. To keep everyone up with, okay, look, these might be happening,
and there's also like the reverse of that. There's also like it might benefit your character not to share that information and keep it to yourself. Like, for example, one of my goals was to find out what was going on in the crypt. So I recruited 2 or 3 different people who owed me favors in game, including Memo's character, and I was like, listen, I'm looking for this. Consider your debt repaid if you give me if you find me this information. Kind of, you can scheme a little bit as well.
I remember that but, he had a debt with you.
Yes,
since the very moment.
Since the very beginning.
Are you sure you want to have this debt with me? He's like, yeah, sure. You saved my life. I'm like, okay,
you're gonna regret this, but okay. No, but also like there's also like benefits to LARP. Like we were saying, the switching off part. I don't know whether this is specific to a Witcher LARP or to just LARP in general. I'm assuming LARP in general. But when you disconnect from the rest of the world, it's like hitting a reset button. Like I am not ashamed to share this. Like about about a year and a half ago, something like that. Not last June before. I was going through a pretty shit time in my life. And like 2 weeks after like these really bad things happened, I was invited by Jason, the organizer of the LARP, to participate in the episode 0, which was like the pilot episode of this. It was at the same place. It was just different, and it was a different thing. And I've
seen videos of it.
Yes, and I honestly like stepped out of being Kurt for 6 hours.
Yeah.
And I was Devin for 6 hours, and that reset was so good, man. Like I came out of it, I was like, you know what, life isn't that bad. And like I can cope with this shit, and like I can face it, and like I'm fine, and then you just keep on moving. And speaking to professional people, they said, yeah, that makes sense, because what you need sometimes in life is just like, to step away from the issues that you have. And you can do that with LARP.
Listen, I think that's...
Everyone is human, by the way, including myself.
Yeah.
Funnily enough.
I think that's one of the great powers of these games. The ability to cut off a little bit from the real world, in which we are continuously connected.
There's
and continuously, and you're absolutely right in saying there is almost a healing factor in saying, I'm gonna be absent for the next 12 hours. I'm not gonna check my phone. I'm not gonna check my emails. I'm not gonna hear phone calls or work messages or anything.
I just tell my mother, like, listen, I'm gonna be off the grid for like 3 days,
and I'm just gonna be by myself in the woods with my friends and just live as we were meant to.
Exactly.
Running
around in the woods, killing monsters.
There is just
amazing stew at night. Trust me, it's gonna be amazing.
To be honest, I really like the pies. The pies were pretty good.
The pies were like from a pasticceria.
Really? Yeah. They were pretty good.
They were pretty good. Yeah. I mean, obviously
we cooked the pies.
Yeah, they cooked the pies
on the fire.
Yeah.
It was fun. To be honest, that moment was where everything really clicked for me. because obviously in the beginning, first of all, I did not know, being my first experience, I did not know how things were going to happen. So we arrived there, and then one NPC appears and tells us about himself. And then he says, come with me. I'm a merchant. I have a camp. Let's go there.
Yeah.
So we go to the camp, and first off, we go look for wood to set up the fire. So we go look for wood, we set up the fire, and we all sit around the campfire and we start talking to each other. And some people, some people is in the darkness and they're like scheming with each other, and some other people is trying to help the others. Some people is trying to. Me personally, for example, I was pretty, and that is the nature of my character. My character is a very strong warrior, so he tends to care for the people he realizes are not able to fight by themselves, protect themselves. Which in this case was Memo's character and Joy's character.
It was Aurora,
because they were both with us, so they were part of my initial group, and we had traveled with them. So my first reaction was like, okay, I took my knife and I gave it to Joy's character to say, if anything happens, at least you have a weapon. And I was always keeping an eye on them. And also I had these, my character has this super strong brotherly bond with Brunhild, with Jade's character. So I was always keeping track of where she is, where she was, and who she was interacting with. Also because we both are clansmen and we both don't really trust in witchers. But now she's on the path to become a witcher,
which is super weird for you, I would assume.
For me, it was like, and we were actually going to have that conversation, and my character was like, and that was, you see, that was a little bit of metagaming from Pepe's side, in the sense of saying, okay, we are here for a limited amount of time. I don't want to talk about this in this game. I know that we are going to have another game in 5 or 6 months, that is going to be 3 days. So I said to her, listen, we're going to talk about this once we get to Valemur.
To be fair.
Now, well, let's just survive the night.
To be fair, that was exactly the point of it at the end of the day. While the meaning was metagaming, maybe, like the intention behind it, but in reality, in character, that made sense completely. Because why? Because we're actually beset by enemies like all the time. So it did not make sense for you to just take 5 minutes to decide, so why are you becoming a witch and your friends are dying over there? It just didn't make sense. Another part that I really liked was when we were all around the fire and of game reasons, they needed a little bit of a break. The NPCs, obviously, like the other NPCs, to obviously eat and like recover some energy, because it was really cold, man. And Bernard, as a Spectre NPC, like he was wearing like rags. I don't know how he didn't. I mean,
and also he was by himself for the entire night.
Yeah,
pretty much. Yeah, okay, it was a little bit of time with Andre, but that poor guy. First of all, amazing interpretation from inside. I mean, so believable. I mean, like, so Bernard, believable as a spirit.
Bernard is amazing.
No, Bernard is so good. Like I love Bernard. He's a super funny guy. I
would love to have him as a guest in the podcast as well.
We should.
He's an amazing guy.
We should. First of all, he's so funny.
He is.
He is so funny. He's such a funny person. Like he has jokes for days.
Yeah.
Whatever he does and whatever he says is super iconic. Like he's such a great character.
And he's an amazing makeup artist as well.
He's a very good makeup artist. This is the thing. I've only seen pictures on his social media and stuff, but I've heard from a lot of people that he's really, really good.
Account, I can tell you. Like he did the makeup for my March episode as well, like the scar that I have, and it lasted a day. So that's like, oof.
By the way, I had also makeup on me, made by Tanya. Thank you, Tanya. I had like runes, like runes tattoos.
Yes, we were joking like of the game. We were joking like that they said like dick, balls, and
yes.
And Papa was like, "Can I draw a rune?" Like, no, you can't.
Yeah, I was like, "Are you drawing a dick on my face?" But I trusted Tanya that she was not gonna do that. I'm gonna do that again. Like I'm gonna ask her.
That's your look.
If I have a picture. Yeah, I want to do maybe the eyeshadow a little bit different, because that was very heavy. But at the same time, like we were in the darkness, like we couldn't really.
And you had been traveling for days.
And I had been traveling
and
for
you forgot your makeup.
Months.
Yeah, you forgot your makeup kit in Skellige.
Yeah, I left it on my long ship. But the makeup was super nice.
Yeah.
I will definitely ask her to do again.
Yeah.
The same makeup for me, maybe a little bit. I was what I had in mind in the beginning.
Yeah.
you know, the Yasha makeup that she has, like a
exactly
black,
the black thing, yeah.
But at the same time, I knew that we didn't have enough time, we didn't have enough light, like it
wasn't dark, like no
because I thought about it in the very last moment. If I had thought about it a little bit earlier, I would have said to Tanya, hey, listen, can I come to your place like 2 hours before the LARP and you do the actual makeup for me? But that's what I will try and do for the next one.
You should prepare for that, and that's I mean, typically they offer the service, like they offer the service just before the LARP starts and every morning, like kind of to do that, and they offer the service like that. Another thing that which I was going to say earlier, like I really liked around the fire, was like when the NPCs needed a break, and Jason and I, like our characters, like, do you remember the stories of when we were students, kind of like, and we started talking about like our first encounters with raids, kind of thing, you know? It adds a little bit of like context to the characters, especially for the ones who have been role-playing for a very long time, and also kind of fills in the gaps instead of everyone sitting staring at the fire not knowing what to say, you know. And it starts also some improvisation as well, like sometimes you just make up stories for the sake of making up stories and like to roleplay.
Exactly,
you know. So yeah, I mean, that's amazing.
There was I felt there was a lot of scheming
as
going
there
around,
as there should be in a Witcher LARP.
There was I received, I cannot speak for the others, but I did receive an offer to join an organization.
Oh my. I think I know what you're talking about. There's only like one organization.
Well, I'm not gonna say like
the Merchants Guild of Temeria.
Yeah, they needed actually, I don't remember who. I think Memo said like he was gonna continue to travel and maybe needed, you know, like protection along the way. And I was like, okay, if you're hiring, because obviously my character, after he left Skellige, he has been on a continent for 7 or 8 months before being able to track down the person that he was looking for, so Jade's character. And obviously he had to survive somehow, because he is literally a war refugee, kind of, I suppose, sort of. So he arrived without anything, you know, just the clothes that he had on him. So and when you guys have met him, like he had patchwork piece of armor,
absolutely,
he had a sword, so he had to make his way, but you know, being such a good fighter, he could offer his service, you know, to protect people and work as a mercenary, or whatever, basically. So there was a bit of scheming, and I've heard, you know, some people talking to each other.
I mean, look, listen,
there are certain characters are still very enigmatic to me.
So here's the thing. These small events are great for like setting up events for the main LARP. Okay, so we had like this 6-hour event where we made interactions with different characters, and now we already have ideas of what to do with some of the players. And when I apply for my character in March, what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, okay, so I found this. I actually did find something, which was my side quest, by the way. I completed it. And so I found this, so I want to have this interaction with my mentor. I've talked about this with a player, and so kind of this could happen. And then I leave it up to the organizers to kind of link them together and see if they fit, and then obviously, etc. But for the most part, like in general for LARPs, you never discover everything you can discover. You will always have a situation where you're going to miss out on something, but the kind of the trade-off for that is that you get to experience unique events that others do not. So, you know, it's different than staying around the table and playing D&D, because around the table, yes, you may have a one-on-one interaction with a player or one-on-one interaction with the DM, but everyone's around there to hear it and to kind of react to it, even silently or privately. But in a LARP, you're physically not there. You're going to have to rely. Like if you went off on a solo adventure, or like with an adventure with an NPC and you killed a bear, you're going to come back in the evening and say, hey, I killed a bear. And then it's up to me to whether to believe you, like call your bluff or whatever. Like we can have that exchange. You know, because it also relies on the fact that, okay, I am in person, I am playing. The player may actually be lying to me as well. And there's no insight roll.
At a certain point, I came next to you and I was like, I just wish I could roll an insight. I said, no, I wish I could because obviously we were in character, so I didn't say I wish I could roll an inside check.
Yeah, of course.
But I said something like along the line, like I wish I could roll the dice.
I remember you
to
saying
find out if this person is lying.
I think I replied in a pun, but I can't remember what I said.
Yeah, something about rolling the dice, or
what was it? I think I said like, would that be an advantage or something like that?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, you can do puns as well.
But yeah, for example, we had immediately, or at least I had immediately doubt about this merchant that we met along the way.
Absolutely.
But being, and this was the character that Myron was portraying, and being Myron an excellent actor. He's a professional actor. Like, it was really hard to read him in the sense to understand if he was just bullshitting us, or if he was saying,
or he was hiding stuff, or whether he was genuinely not knowing certain things. Yeah, it was part of the game.
This is the thing, like, going back to what we were saying in the beginning, like, you can just do the things you actually managed to do. If you're good at reading people and understanding if Myron was lying in that moment, then you can do it. But if you don't,
absolutely.
If you're aloof and you don't follow the tracks, and
you're gonna miss it.
You're gonna miss it.
But then you might have also some nice interactions otherwise. But I mean, we can talk about LARPs like for 7 more hours, but unfortunately, time has passed, and
time has passed. We're about 1 hour and a half into our
exactly
recording.
1 hour and a half.
I have 1:29 over here.
1:30 and 5 seconds.
Okay.
Right,
So you're 30 seconds ahead of me, basically. So yes, overall, I would say as an experience,
how would you rate it?
I would say 9 out of 10.
9 axes out of 10.
9 axes out of 10. The only issue is that it was too quick, too short.
Yeah,
I wish it was. Yeah, I wish it was 12 hours or an entire day. But great experience. Amazing group of people.
Yes.
Everyone, and this is something that I said already in another episode, this LARP community in Malta is absolutely incredible. It's a fantastic group of people. Everybody's so welcoming. Everybody's so friendly. Everybody is genuinely just good people.
Yeah.
I enjoyed every moment of it. I've savored every moment of it. Even after, when we stood together for I think maybe 1 hour more.
Because after we just sit around like together having a beer and talking about like the kind of like decompressing kind of thing. It's a good way to get back into real life.
Yes.
And not suffer too much of the LARP blues, as we call them.
Yes.
Because they're very real. In fact, I actually wrote an article like a few days ago
about LARP
blues. It's on my Patreon. It's free, by the way. Like, you can go on the Course of Workshop.
So go on Course of Workshop and go check out his LARP blues.
It's for free. You can actually read it. It's actually scientific. Like, I actually posted like links to papers and that sort of thing.
Talking about Corso Workshop and going to check the Patreon. Check out our Patreon.
Yeah, the Epigeeks.
The Epigeeks Patreon is we're gonna put a link in the description of the video. It's always there.
Yes.
All our social media. Yes.
We also have to say something.
We have to say something?
Yes.
What do we need to say something?
So this episode is going live on the 11th of December.
Yes. Now, talking about the Patreon, as we were talking about the Patreon, I almost forgot about that. Yeah. It's very important. Very good remembering about that. So, this episode is airing on the 11th of December.
Yes, which means yesterday I think we started. We were starting on the 10th?
No, we're starting on the 11th.
We're starting on the 11th.
So today,
right
actually,
now,
before this video airs, there is already live. And you will probably have seen this already
on Instagram.
On our Instagram.
Yeah.
Can I go with our official, non-official name? I think that we decided that was the official, non-official name.
Absolutely.
So we are going to start an initiative. So
you don't have to roll for this one.
You don't have to roll for this one.
Yeah.
So imagine, the 12 days, what is it called?
12 days of Christmas.
12 days of Christmas is not that.
No.
You
have to add a couple of days to it.
Yeah, Christmas calendar is not that. It's something in between.
Yes.
So
it's like if an advent calendar and the 12 days of Christmas had a baby and was geeky.
An amazing geek baby. So we call this the Epigeeksmas, 15 days of Homebrew. So starting from today, it's amazing. It's an amazing name. I came up with that name. It's so
yes.
good. It's so good.
It's all Pepe. Blame the cringe.
It's all me. It's my fault. So Epigeeksmas, 15 days of homebrew. So starting from the 11th of December, today, until the 25th, so until Christmas Day, on our Patreon, and for all the subscriber at the €3 tier,
the Super
Geeks tier, we are going to have every day, just like the 12 days, or in this case, 15 days, or as a sort of advent calendar,
the bastard calendar.
We are going to have a special homebrew, Christmas-themed, either an item,
or a monster,
a spell, a race, which is not a race anymore, it's a species. We're going to have subclasses, spells, magical items, monster stat blocks, allies NPC stat blocks.
We're gonna have a lot of good things.
A lot of goodies, a lot of cool stuff.
Starting from today, being the...
Do we want to announce it?
Yeah, why not? I mean, it's live now.
Okay, so it's actually already...
It's a cantrip, right?
It's a cantrip. It's a spell. So it's a level 0 spell, a cantrip. And it's called Jingle Bells.
Yes.
So we are in love with this creation that we have made.
Oh my god! Wait until the 3rd week or the 2nd week when we unleash what rises from the depth.
So basically, what we want to do is that obviously we want you to try some of these things out.
Yeah.
Actually, 3 of these.
We need to also clarify, like these. Are a bit tongue-in-cheek. They're not exactly joke characters. Like we made them out and balanced them out to be legitimately usable, especially in a Christmas-themed campaign or holiday-themed campaign.
If you're going to do a holiday-themed campaign, or you want to add some of these and reflavor them, so you can totally do that.
They're not overpowered or jokey or
they're
whatever.
A little bit tongue-in-cheek.
They might be a little bit punny.
Yes, absolutely
balanced as far as we can tell.
Yes, like we are working really hard on this. It's something that we enjoy so much, and we want everyone to be able to experience some of this. So out of the 15 items, 3
every week
are going to be once a week. So on the 11th, on the 18th, and on the 25th, we're going to have one free for everyone. We're gonna post it on our Instagram, but obviously it's going to be on our Patreon for free as well, for our just followers on Patreon. And then the others are gonna be available for all our Super Geeks Patreon.
And do not worry if you are coming into this a little bit late and you still want to join in on the fun. This is not going to be an exclusive thing. It's going to remain on our Patreon.
It's going to stay on our Patreon. It will be available to anyone who joins the Patreon at the €3 tier at the Super
that point, by the end of it, like for probably at the beginning of next year, we're just going to bundle them all together and just put them in a post so you don't have to go over 15 days and click download.
Exactly. But we are very proud of this. This is going to be one of many initiatives that we're going to do on our Patreon. So please make sure to go check it out, and we hope you enjoy it.
I told you a very long time ago, it's not just a podcast.
Yes, there is going to be much more, and the more this team grows and the more we have opportunity to collaborate with more people, the more we will be able to put out for you guys, because we enjoy doing this. We see that you guys enjoy doing this. We have received so much support and so much love from this community that is growing, and we are very proud of it, and we want to, try to make the best of it.
Absolutely. But yes, unfortunately, now it's time to wrap up.
Maybe we should have said this in the beginning of the video.
Yeah, maybe it's a reward for the people who stuck all the way.
For the people that stuck until the end. That's for you.
Yeah. So thank you so much for joining us for this episode. Like, honestly, hyperfixation on LARPing. You can tell it's one of my passions, and is becoming Pepe's passion as well.
It rubbed so much on me.
So yeah, let us know what you think. Like, have you ever LARPed before? Did you attend the contracts or the Echoes of Destiny LARP before? Like, what's your take on this? Do you think LARP is cool, or do you think it's just like one of those things you can pass on? Pass on.
Yes, pass on.
Kind of, you can miss out.
Don't pass out.
Don't pass out. Very important.
Don't pass out. You're gonna hit your head.
Kids.
Yeah, exactly. Take care of yourself.
Take care of yourself. But
So let us know if you are a role player, if you have never role played before, if you have been a LARPer, and if you have been in a LARP in Malta, or where are you LARPing? If there is some particular event, like LARPing event, that you would suggest us to go, because we know.
I know of a couple.
What we know.
And I've been invited to a couple. I just didn't have the time to go. I have a friend, and a shout out to a good friend of mine, Kit Clever. He runs the huge YouTube channel called Skill Tree.
Okay.
He makes all sorts of like crafting stuff, about learning how to craft stuff. He also does LARP, and he goes to a European LARP. It's really good. And he's been asking me to go there every year. And
I want to go there. Anyway, so yes, please leave it in the comment. Let us know if you are a LARPer, if you are not, if you're a D&D player and you want to try LARP. And if maybe my experience, like as a new LARPer has resonated with you, just write it in the comment, and we will be answering all your questions.
Yes. We will see you next time for the last episode of this year. The next episode is going to air on Christmas Day. It's going to be our 25th. Christmas gift to you, hopefully, or your Christmas punishment to you. It's going to be the coal lump in the sand if you don't like our podcast.
Yes, but
regardless, you're gonna have to watch it. So yeah, we'll see you next time. Until next time, keep being geeks.
Be an Epigeeks.
Oh god.